My husband went to the store and bought a pineapple, and it smells super sweet. So I know it's going to be good. Of course, I had to make ice cream out of it. This one pineapple will probably make 2 different deluxe Ninja pints of ice cream, which is actually a pint and a half each. Anyway, I decided today to make Piña Colada sorbet. I'm not quite sure what the difference is between the sorbet and the ice cream because sorbets have just juice. I'm using coconut cream, so it's kind of a mix between an ice cream and a sorbet. I think what I'm going to do is mix it on the sorbet setting one day and then freeze it for 24 hours again and mix it on the ice cream setting and see what the differences are and what I like and don't like, or if there are any differences at all. So this is a fairly simple recipe. There's no cooking involved. Just cutting up the pineapple. I'm going to blend it up with coconut cream, some different flavorings, and a little bit of coconut milk. I'm going to put a splash of rum in there. In the whole pint and a half, I'm going to put 1 ounce of this coconut, this Malibu rum. I think that'll taste really good. The trouble with using alcohol is if you use too much, it won't freeze and it won't spin well. It'll be icy, it won't form correctly. I think 1 ounce will be just about the right amount to make the flavor good but not mess up the crystallization of the ice cream. So to get started, I'm going to cut up the pineapple and blend it with the coconut milk and coconut cream with my bullet. You could also use a blender, any blender, or your Ninja. I prefer to use the bullet because it's easy. Now that I've blended my coconut milk and coconut cream with it turned out to be about 1/4 of the pineapple. This is a pretty big pineapple. So I'm going to pour this into my pint. And I've got a little bit of room left for some things, which is great. First off, I want to add some sugar. I put the sugar right here. You can use regular sugar or any kind of sweetener that you'd like. I'm using Splenda today just to cut down. I'm putting about, I'd say about half a cup. I'm going to also put some Tahitian vanilla. You can use any kind of vanilla you'd like, about a teaspoon and a half. And of course I can't forget my rum, just 1 ounce. Coconut extract, I'd say about 5 drops. I'm going to stir this up by hand and I'm going to taste it. Depending on the taste, I might add a little bit of salt. If it's too sickly sweet, I'll add salt. If it needs more of a pineapple taste, I'll blend up some more pineapple and put it in there. I might need more coconut flavoring. I definitely won't add more rum though because I want my ice cream or sorbet to set. I want it to freeze and I want it to spin properly. So now is the time to taste. That's really good. I actually wouldn't change anything. So I'm ready to freeze this, and tomorrow we will try to spin it on the sorbet setting. This has been freezing for about a couple days, and because I didn't have time to do it yesterday, so there's a little bit of a lump that just happens. So I'm going to scrape it off, and this is a sorbet. Well, I wasn't sure whether to call it a sorbet or an ice cream because it does have coconut cream in it. I'm going to spin it on the sorbet today and see how it goes. After 1 spin on sorbet, it's a little bit, I guess I'd call it a little bit frosty. So I'm going to just take my spoon along the edge and get a feel for how much more I need to spin it. It feels like it's almost ready, so I don't want to overspin this. So I'm going to spin it, I think I'm going to spin it once on the respin setting. I was debating whether I should do respin or mix in. I think it can handle going on the respin. We'll try that. After spinning that on respin, it looks good, and now I'm ready to serve it. Let's scoop it up, and I can feel that it's the perfect consistency. It's always nice when you scoop it and it feels smooth. You can kind of tell how it's gonna, well, you can't tell how it's gonna taste. You can tell how the mouthfeel is gonna be sometimes when you scoop it up. It looks really good. So now it's time to taste it. It's really good. It's a creamy sorbet. I can definitely taste that it's fresh pineapple. I think it's sweet enough. If people like it sweeter, they can pour a little bit of glaze on top. There's all kinds of different glazes, but for me, this is perfect. It's coconutty and kind of tastes like a Dole Whip, but it definitely has that coconutty deliciousness. After I let this sorbet freeze for another 24 hours, I thought I would try to run it on regular ice cream mode, because this is a piña colada made with coconut cream. So it's kind of not really a sorbet. I wasn't sure which one to spin it on. As you can see, the top is not completely smooth. My daughter came in and took a scoop out of it that I didn't realize. So I'm just gonna kind of scrape the top with a spoon to kind of make it a little bit even. And then I'm gonna run this on the ice cream setting. After one run through, it looks like it's got a few balls in it. So I'm just going to scrape the sides and run it through again on respin. Looks like it's ready to scoop. So let's see if there's any difference between the ice cream setting and the sorbet. In scooping it, feels a little bit different. It feels a little bit firmer. It looks similar. One thing I didn't do in the last run that I think might be good for piña colada, I'm going to shave a little bit of nutmeg on the top, because sometimes that's really good in a piña colada. Just a tiny bit. And now I'm ready to taste. Forgot my spoon. I think I like the sorbet setting better on this one. There's a few ice crystals, not a lot, but the sorbet was actually creamier. So for coconut milk, that's probably the best bet, but this is still good.